Midsommar is not a film for everyone. Come to think of it, it's not for most people, as pure horror fans will probably hate it, and it's pretty much guaranteed that casual fans of horror will hate it, due to its presentation and narrative choices. You have probably heard that this is more of a breakup movie than a horror one, and having seen the film, I would probably agree with that description. Midsommar doesn't portray any horror elements until halfway through its runtime, and when it does, those moments are brief and spaced out for the remainder of the runtime. The story we get here is a classic Wicker Man storyline, where a person or a group of people travel to a location, only to find out that it was a trap and they're fucked. As soon as they get to the commune, they are given drugs, which explains why anyone doesn't really try to escape. I wouldn't count that as a spoiler, as almost everything in this film can be easily predicted. And that's kind of the point, as the film wants us to feel the dread of the inevitable, and for us to hope that we're wrong, which pretty much mirrors what the main character is feeling as well, as she hopes all these red flags she's been getting with her boyfriend are wrong, but much like our assumptions about the film, she's not wrong, which makes both her and our experience agonizing. Midsommar prefers to explore the themes of letting go, and the experience of being in a toxic relationship, than to actually scare or disturb you, which is very much different from the director's previous work, which strikes the perfect balance between exploring grief and trying to scare the audience, which makes it all the more surprising to see how little horror there is in this film. I can't help but feel that A24 deliberately mismarketed this movie to make it seem like it was a more conventional horror movie, similar to what they did with It Comes at Night. The film is well acted. Florence Pugh turns in another fantastic performance, and considering the amount of time she has to scream, I'm surprised that she's able to ground the performance in reality at all, as most actresses would make those breakdown scenes come off as cartoonish and comical. Everyone else does fine considering the fact that many of them have to act drugged out for the majority of their performance. The movie looks pretty. Yeah, I would hesitate to say that the film has great cinematography. There are way too many wide shots in this film, and almost all of them are long takes, which I usually wouldn't mind, but there is a lot of information being lost when we only see the back of the character's head. I mean, the surrounding area is pretty to look at, but I would rather see the character's reactions to what's going on, and that can be done with the wide shot, but too often are the characters' backs turned to the camera, and I get that the director wanted to emulate the feeling of being high, when you think every tree looks fucking gorgeous, but the film trades too much for it. I'd much rather have the visual information and the momentum that comes with multiple shots. What makes the shot choice even more weird is the fact that the movie also shows you what it's like being high, from the visual distortions of the characters' surroundings and how they act. The film's humor mostly falls flat for me, as I never really found that kid from Werther Miller's funny, and he's the only one making jokes in the film. What I do appreciate about the humor is how almost all the jokes were only made out of the characters being really scared and nervous, and not just people spouting off quips to sound smart. Despite my complaints, I would say Midsommar is still a good film, as it's a well-told and put-together story that's clear and concise in its vision and has a fantastic execution of it, but I can't recommend it to most people. Due to its false advertising, I would say only watch it if you're willing to watch a slow, nightmarish breakup movie.